Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Since I did not have any vlogging content today, I thought I would include you guys in my morning routine. Typically, I don't eat a full breakfast first thing on the morning. I just have a cup of black coffee while I check my socials and my emails. And shortly before heading out the door, I consult my calendar just to make sure that I know everything that I have to do for the day. Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for tuning in to another one of my videos. Do be sure to hit the like and subscribe if you've not done so already. So very briefly, before I get into today's story time, I just wanted to show you guys this product that I use when I have to use heat on my hair. If you flat iron your hair regularly like me and humidity is your worst nightmare, I would definitely recommend that hair polish for the heat protection, because to me it definitely helps to minimize frizz. So in today's video, I want to talk about my VIP experience with Igloofest. Igloofest, perhaps with the exception of Corona, typically takes place either in January or February in Montreal. There are different themes. The first time that I went, which was probably in 2013 or 2014, the theme of sorts was the 80s. So you were just supposed to kind of make a goofy aesthetic, like a lot of people wore neon, a lot of people wore high socks, headbands, that sort of thing. Typical things you would expect to be associated with the 80s. I'm not sure if it's like that every year, but the first year that I went was a 1980s theme, and it was very interesting to see the different local and modern takes on the 80s. So it is a rave in the depths of winter, in the true sense of the word, meaning that it is without a doubt freezing outside. Typically, even the river, I guess the Saint Laurent, whatever, typically that is completely frozen. So it is that kind of cold outside when you typically have Igloofest, typically held on the banks of the Saint Laurent, the old port. There are different genres on different, I believe, weekends. I think it runs for a couple weekends, and every weekend you'd have a different genre. Like there would be rap or hip hop on one night, there would be rock on another night, and there would be EDM on another night. So I definitely went to the EDM version of Igloofest. I think I'm just a huge fan of raving. I love the positive atmosphere that's a little different to the typical atmosphere in, let's say, rock or hip hop. You know, it's not really about getting like very hype. It's more so about just sort of, you know, sitting back and chilling and relaxing. So I definitely am an EDM fan, but I love the EDM weekend at Igloofest. So the first time that I went to Igloofest, it was not VIP. We just went general admission. And it was still incredible, but VIP was definitely a different experience. So I was not myself in a fraternity or sorority, but a lot of my friends were. And one of the guys got free tickets from his parents, so that's how we ended up getting to go. I can't tell you how much the tickets cost, but it was sponsored by Sapporo that year. So when you go to the VIP deck, because it's pretty much a deck, there's general admission in the center, and then there is sort of an elevated platform where you would find VIP. Um, there is sort of like a lounge setup where you can find couches, tables, etc., and you can just go sit and relax. And it's obviously, it's a little warmer on the inside, but they do have a full screen up. You can still see the rave from inside of the lounge. But the cool part, I thought, was that the actual deck itself is actually heated. So yes, you're still in the winter air, but it's a less piercing kind of experience. If you've been in Montreal, you know what I mean by piercing winter air. It was probably -30 on average the last winter that I spent in Montreal. So, if you could minimize that, it's always nice. I wore a fur coat, and when I say fur coat, I do mean the Forever 21 version of a fur coat, so synthetic, over just a basic dress, party dress. So I didn't walk with like my parka or my gloves or any sort of, earmuffs or anything. I just I wore what I would wear to go to a party. And typically you don't really pay for drinks because they are sponsored, but you are encouraged to leave a tip for the staff. So drinks are pretty much free, and there is not really a limit. The bartenders do definitely use common sense, but we didn't have to pay for the actual drinks. And a couple of girls and I, we definitely made the effort to leave a tip, split tips. We weren't rude about it, but you don't pay for drinks. And I always wonder when I go to more raves than concerts, or at least I used to when I was in Montreal. So I always wondered, from these VIP decks, how can you actually see the concert if they're at an angle? But we did get a pretty decent view of the actual stage from where we were. I had no issue seeing it. And also because of the elevation, your girl is not particularly tall. You see over the crowd and you see right onto the stage. So that was lovely. Unfortunately, I can't really remember who is actually playing that night. I'm not sure if they actually bring big names to headline or if it's sort of like a tribute experience like Pub in the Park, where there's just a DJ who remixes songs. I definitely remember hearing Me Gente, and I did not see the actual artist. So it could just be a DJ who, I guess has the right to play these people's music and remix it and do different things with it. But it is without a doubt an absolute time. Like whatever the money is, because I genuinely don't know. I will leave it in the description box. It is definitely worth the experience, especially if you don't like cold and you can't really handle being short like myself. Okay, if you are in general admission, you would be looking between people's heads and over their shoulders and all this. So definitely for short people. And I always wondered how they, you see a lot of like business people and that sort of thing in VIP, and it was sort of a slightly older crowd than in general admission, which was, just college students. And I was wondering, do these people really want us to be here? Because we're just doing what college students typically do, sort of being rambunctious and, not really being malicious about our night out, but, we were definitely enjoying it. And, once you're polite, people are polite, but it definitely is a slightly older crowd in VIP. I didn't really go there aiming to film, to be rather honest. I didn't even have my YouTube channel at that given moment. I was just there to experience Igloofest. So I don't have a whole lot of footage, and I mentioned in a previous video that my laptop, meaning my MacBook, actually got damaged when I was in the UK, when I was on the train to Bath. So a lot of the pictures and memories and that sort of thing that I genuinely wish I could include in story times in particular are all in my MacBook. And I'm sure, like, unfortunately, I barely use the cloud too much. I wasn't taking content creation as serious as I am now for much of my life. So I did include the clips that I did post on Instagram, but I don't have 10 minutes of Igloofest footage, unfortunately. So pretty short story time this time around, and I will see you guys in the next one.